Okay, now hold on. I know you saw the title and the thumbnail, and you're ready to tell me that I don't know what a good movie is and I've never watched good movies in my life. But overhyped does not equal to overrated. And this video is just my thoughts and it's not the right or wrong opinion. So before you jump to conclusions, let's just get through the review, okay? And I think you can also help me get through the Spider-Verse just like Miles by leaving a like and subscribing. Yeah. Anyway, so Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has been getting a lot of love. And I watched it last night and I was a bit let down. The movie wasn't bad, obviously, and is definitely worth the money. That being said, I am not as hot on the movie like the rest of the world. Okay, let's get the bad stuff out of the way. There's three reasons why I think the movie wasn't as good. Number one, it felt too long. Alright? Which was quite surprising to me that a 2.5 hour movie felt long, but by the last 30 minutes, I was really getting tired of being in the theater, and I was really hoping the movie would have ended at this point, but it hadn't, and I was getting really annoyed. But the movie was so interesting at that point that I could not really be annoyed. But yeah, the length was definitely a problem for me, and as horrifying as it is for me to say this, the only way they could have reduced the runtime is by maybe making the Spider-Man chase scene smaller, because it is good. Okay, I am a complete Spider-Man geek. Ever since I played a game long ago, I got into Spider-Man. Oh, there's different Spider-Man. What the fuck? There's this, that, there's Jessica Parker, this, that, everything. Like, I've gotten a lot into it. And that was a treat because I recognized them. I saw the bombastic Bagman was there. I don't remember that. Ben Reilly, obviously, but he shows up at the end. But basically a lot. I don't remember the names at the top of my head right now. But that just, if anything, that's a compliment to the movie, because every other scene in the movie is like super important to the actual movie, so you can't really cut anything out. Like, I feel like it's essential. But the Spider-Man chase scene is clearly, it's fan service, right? And maybe if you reduce that scene, and as much as I love the fan service, I'm reviewing a movie not as a nerd but as like someone who wants to enjoy a movie, and I feel like maybe if you reduce that, it could maybe, not be as long. Because the chase scene did feel a bit long, not gonna lie. It was just fan service to show off the different Spider-Man, which is cool. It wasn't necessary. I was invested into the story regardless, but yeah. Okay, number two, the ending. I know you're ready to tell me, oh, but there's a part 3 coming. Did you not know? But I really wish there was an alternative. I saw someone comparing it with Infinity War, and that's so stupid. Infinity War also maybe ended in a cliffhanger, but it felt complete. You walked out of the theater satisfied, devastated. You were like, holy fuck, this is good. I didn't walk out of the theater satisfied or devastated. I just walked out of the theater thinking, well, great, I have to wait one more year for the part 3 to come out. That's wonderful. I do not like cliffhangers. I do not like to be continued. It makes sense in this movie, obviously, because it's a comic book and that's how comic book volumes end, to be continued. I get it, but Jesus, that was very annoying, very annoying. And lastly, I feel like we should have gotten more time with the other characters. Hobie Brown, aka Spider-Punk, the internet's beloved right now, because everyone thinks he was the best character. Well, there's a debate between him and Pavitra, but Pavitra Prabhakar, first of all, great job, Indian Spider-Man, They wanted to get those Indians to watch it, which we would have anyway, it's Marvel, but he's fine. I don't feel like we should have gotten more of him because he had a proper arc, but Hobie Brown is criminally present for too little of the movie. He is not there much, and I still didn't care as much. People were like, oh, Hobie Brown is the best character, and I was like, yeah, he's pretty good, number 2 maybe. But my personal favorite was Miguel. Now, and this one is more like a nitpick, and again, this is my nitpick, my review. I can tell what I wanted more, and I wanted more Miguel. I wanted more Spider-Man 2099. Even though technically he's there for the entire second half of the movie, I just really wanted him to be there more. I wanted to see him talk more. I wanted to see him beat up Miles more for reasons which we will not delve into. I wish we got to see more of him. And yeah, I did not I didn't care that much about Gwen, if I'm being honest. which sounds stupid to say. It was really good. I'm not saying it was bad. You get it? This basically, most of my complaints is more like, oh, I wish it was like this. It's not saying it's bad. Again, overhyped is very different from overrated. And that's pretty much all of my complaints. There's really not a lot to complain about in this movie. Like, apart from those reasons, this movie is incredible. The animation is obviously simply brilliant, but the character arc for Miles from the start to the end of the movie, the entire thing with his parents, I really like the stuff with his parents in this movie. Okay, call me crazy, but I really, really like the first half of the movie. Maybe more than the second half, which is so crazy to think about, but I really did. The entire plot of the movie is obviously so perfect. The entire ending sequence is so great. The whole twist. Oh my god, like, I'm not that much into comics, right? I know I'm relatively deep, not a lot, but relatively. So the whole reveal, which I will not talk about because I'm trying to keep it spoiler free, was pretty damn good. I was like, holy fuck, this is good. And that's honestly what made me not feel like, okay, I'm dying here, I really need to get out of the theater, because the movie kept you engaged, right? But it was long nonetheless. It still was long. And yeah, let's talk about Spot. Okay, let's not talk about Spot. God, it's really hard trying to make a non-spoiler review, but let's talk about Spot. Great villain. Starts off goofy, villain of the week. And I saw someone on Instagram comment, basically he becomes like an eldritch horror being, which is so true. Spot is great. I really do appreciate what they did with him. It's so much fun. I do like... I guess you could put another nitpick, but I feel like this is a bit more of a valid complaint. But I didn't care as much, you get it? But like towards the end of the movie, you kind of forget Spot is the villain, because things completely shift focus onto Miles, and you're like, oh wait, yeah, Spot was the villain of this movie, until he shows up in the end, and then you remember and you're like, oh shit, yeah. So I think that was a bit, maybe not good, but that's fine. You can't really, considering how long the movie was, I'm glad they didn't try to fit in more stuff. And in the end, I have to say it's a pretty solid movie. I know it's going to be controversial. I do not give a shit. I'm giving the movie a 7.5. And it wasn't that enjoyable for me. I don't know. People are raving over it. I simply don't get it. And I know I'm going to be in the minority here, but it's fine. I'm cool with that. I think a 7.5 is a fair rating. Would my opinion change in the future? Obviously, I change my mind every single day. I have a problem. But yeah, as of right now, I think it's a 7.5. I would definitely recommend you to watch the movie. Don't think the rating is signifying how good or bad a movie is. It's just my personal enjoyment. I am not a rating system to be taken seriously. No rating system should be taken seriously, honestly. Nothing. Ratings don't matter. Critics don't matter. It's about how you enjoy a movie. And I didn't enjoy this movie that much, right? But yeah, I would highly recommend you to watch it. Just like I would recommend you to like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day ahead. And I'll see you all in the next video.